Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video entitled Chaka Khan or Rufus Chaka Khan Ain't Nobody, because it's a very popular song. And about a week ago, my band did a banquet and we played that song. Somebody came up to us and said, that's the first time I think I've heard anybody play that song right. And what they mean is this, because that song is pretty interesting. When you go out to see somebody perform that song, the responsibility falls on one guy as far as that intro, the bass part. And you get this one poor keyboard player trying to do both parts. And it becomes very difficult. The syncopation is not locked in because there's no drums yet, because normally drums kind of kick off the song, but sometimes there are songs where the other instruments have to kick it off and then hope that they're in syncopation when the drums kick in. So you get this one poor guy trying to do two things at once, when actually the actual recorded song was sequenced. And what I mean by that is, for those who don't know what sequencing is, well, now you have software sequence, but like 20 years ago, you had keyboard sequence, where there was one keyboard that had a digital recorder in it. You played a part, then you go back in if it needed quantization, meaning that locking in the timing, because for us humans, we're not exactly, 100% metronome correct. We have this slight imperfection, and the keyboard fixes that imperfection, where if it's supposed to be 16th notes, it's 16th notes. It's not 16th note, then something else, then back to 16. So that particular song was sequenced. And what's interesting is it was sequenced two different parts, because everybody tried to play it together. One keyboard player trying to play the bass part and the keyboard part, when it actually was recorded with the bass line, ba-da-do, ba-da-do. And then the keyboard part came in, da 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 da, ba da 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 da. But most people, when they think of that song, they didn't realize that it was sequenced. It wasn't one guy trying to do two things at once. And when we perform that song, we have, two keyboard players. So this one particular keyboard player decides he's going to play the bass part, while our other keyboard player plays the key part. Da 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 da. That way you're not kind of splitting your brain in half, trying to play one part here on your left hand and play another part here on your right hand. But it's interesting, because whenever I've been out at a show and I hear, the musicians of the band play that song, they do it that way. One keyboard player trying to, but when we do it separately. We got one guy on the synthesized bass part, got another guy playing the synth part, So, I thought I would post this video for people that just kind of didn't know that, because I can't count on two hands the times I've seen a band play that live, and it's just one guy trying to syncopate this, and it's just not syncing, because, usually you need drums to kind of lock in your rhythm. So I thought I would post this video because, I thought that it would be interesting for people that is going to attempt to play that song live. And I have a Rufus Chaka Khan DVD songbook lesson. I think it's like maybe 10 songs of Rufus Chaka Khan. And I haven't gotten this yet, but I'm going to head it off before I get it. Why isn't that song on that list? Real simple. It's a keyboard song. It don't sound good on guitar, There's some guitarists or some songs that just don't sound good transferred over to another instrument. That's one of them. That's strictly keyboard song. So, I decided not to even try to put that in a DVD, because it's a song that the keyboard player should do. When the guitar player tries to handle that particular part in that song, just doesn't sound good. So I just thought I would mention that before I have anybody ask me about that, because I'm sure I'm going to get somebody that's going to ask me, why isn't that song on that DVD? That's why. It's not a guitar player song. It's like I had somebody ask me to do a series of the Gap Band, like on the DVDs, songbook, like I've done for these other artists. Not a good idea, because with the exception of Yearning for Your Love and maybe a few other guitar songs on the Gap Band's list, it's primarily keyboard synthesized driven stuff. The majority of their stuff is piano and synthesizers and synthesized bass. So that's why I'm not going to, even put any effort in putting together a song, DVD songbook for them, because I'm not a keyboard player. That's more or less reserved for keyboard players. The majority of their sound, again, is piano synthesized bass driven. So till next time, take care. Thanks for watching.